17 years, 778 appearances, 672 goals, 10 league titles, 7 Copa del Rey, 8 Spanish Super Cups, 4 Champions League, record-breaking 7 Ballon d'Ors, and still, this isn't what defines Lionel Andres Messi. Lionel Messi. 2 simple words, 1 simple name. A simple name that has been heard around the world, yet many still don't really know who he is. Messi's story is both a long and inspirational one. But once he was noticed, there was no one stopping him, and it all started with a dream. In 1995, a small kid from Rosario, Argentina started playing with a team named Newell's Old Boys. The Argentinians didn't know what to expect with such a small kid playing such a sport. After much judgment and criticism, Messi showed he had the potential not only to be a future football player, but to reach a world-class level as well. Leo grew up with a growth hormone deficiency, which was the only reason fans and critics discredited him, since he couldn't reach his full potential due to his height. After many great performances at such a young age, Leo caught the eye of a prestigious club at the time, FC Barcelona. In the year 2000, FC Barcelona scouted Messi, but knew the setback he had due to his growing deficiency. Although it's a major setback, Barca proceeded and let him and his family know that he will be a Barcelona player, and that they will pay all of the treatment for him to potentially grow to a more suitable height for the sport. This led to one of the first of many famous stories involving Messi. He signed his first contract with Barcelona on a napkin. Yeah. Leo's journey had just begun. After being a shy 13-year-old, developing in such a prestigious team like Barcelona, Messi was evolving into the player he was destined to be. With mentors such as Ronaldinho and Deco, at age 19, he was learning with the players that many people idolized. His impact at such a young age was admirable and was noticed by the rest of Europe due to his continuous amazing performances. Fast forward many trophies and individual accolades later, Messi lived up to the potential he showed in Argentina, and more. He has beaten every single record there is and has won everything he could have possibly won. Although he had many victories and celebrations, he has had a lot of defeats and disappointments throughout his illustrious career, especially during these last few years. One of his biggest failures was not winning a trophy with his beloved country Argentina. That was until these past 2 summers, where he had led them to a historic win versus their rivals Brazil on their own home soil, and last winter winning the World Cup against France. During these years, he had grown into a leader, an important figure, and the best player in the world. He had formed part of arguably the greatest trio in history with Luis Suarez and Neymar Jr., while also being part of the 2 most historic teams winning 2 sextuples. Whatever Messi touched, it turned into gold, and not many people realized this until Barcelona, from being one of the best teams in the world, turned into being one of the most vulnerable. Before leaving Barcelona, these past few years haven't been nice towards Leo. He always gave his all for his team and teammates, but still didn't end up with the outcome he and his team expected: winning. Although this may seem bad, this was never what defined Lionel Messi. Notice I have never mentioned any of his stats after the intro, since I genuinely think his statistics and accolades don't define who he is as a player and a human. Although his accolades do help his case for being the greatest of all time, for me, personally, he is the GOAT due to many other reasons. Lionel Messi is special. He is a magician. The way he motivates a crowd, makes other teams feel foolish, or even he is a team-first kind of player is what makes him great. Fast forward to 2 years ago. After 21 years, FC Barcelona announced that Messi was leaving due to financial situations surrounding the club. You know how important this news was for the whole world when you see that the #1 trending tweet was #Lionel Messi. Leo left such a huge mark on the sports world that people were shocked that one of the few players that were loyal to their team had been going to another. Although he will be extremely missed by the club, his teammates, the city, and really the rest of football, we still thought he would have returned to the club in the future to continue his love story with Barca, but sadly, that wasn't the case. After leaving to PSG, he later admitted that it was the worst 2 years of his life. That poor club that only has money doesn't deserve anything more than the shadows of the forgotten. In the city of love, they vomited all their hate towards him, and hating Messi is hating football. They never loved him. They only wanted his fame and his talent, and besides all of the hate and disgust given to him, he stood tall and won his most beloved trophy of all, the World Cup. After his PSG tenure, just a couple days after dreaming of the possibility of having him back in Barcelona, Leo shocked the world again and decided to move to Inter Miami. Barcelona fans, just like me, are distraught after this decision, But after everything, after every year, after every sweat and tears he gave us, we understand. He did it after all for his family. After conquering football, he had only one thing to conquer, and that was peace. Going back to Barcelona right now would have been great from the outside perspective, but as Messi said, I didn't want to be in the middle of players cutting their wages and selling players for me to come to the club again. The most humble player in the world tends to also be the greatest as well, and as we know, to say goodbye for the very last time, he will return in the future if it's right. I came across this ad from Budweiser where it asked citizens, fans, and players from Barcelona what would happen if there wasn't a Lionel Messi. Out of the many answers they gave, one stood out for me the most. I wouldn't have started believing in miracles. Messi helped people start believing again, start enjoying the sport again, start knowing what it is to love what you do and eventually how to be loyal to the thing you love the most. Leo taught me how to feel passion for something you love, and most importantly, how to approach and accomplish those dreams you have. This is why he is the greatest player there is, not because of his accolades or his trophies, but because of the impact and hope he nourishes towards his fans. Yes, he is used to being called Dios. Yes, he is used to being called the GOAT or magician, but for me, he is and will always be defined by two simple words, one simple name, Lionel Messi.